Hello there, people of YouTube. My name is Arif. Welcome to a replay video today. This is a game that I just had, and I figured it was good enough to actually do a replay on. I didn't realize it was going to be good while I was playing it. What? Oh, there we go. Player view. Default view. Is this where I can... Oh, this is where I can look around myself. Operator view. Whoa. Gun view. Ooh. Ooh. Wing view. Oh. So yes, I've never done a replay before, but here we can see the beginning of the game. Of course, I'm going to speed it up a little bit until we actually get into some action, but you can see me just here doing the starting climb in my BF-109E1. Once I reach the cloud layer, I level out, do a quick loop, who knows why. Now at this point in the game, I'm looking heavily at the map, trying to figure out where the enemies are going to be, looking at where my friendlies are, looking down at the ground, see if I can see any low-flying attacker aircraft. Now you can see a dot, or, well, not anymore, but there was a dot, low level, in the bottom right corner. There are a lot of tanks actually down there, so if there's going to be any bombers, they're definitely going to be down there early on in the game. And here you can see my first target acquisition. It's right under my left wing. I spot him and I start climbing above into the clouds, so that way I can get a nice drop on him and to obscure myself from those fighters over there, which I just looked over at. After I get high enough into the clouds, I level off and start to do a shallow dive. Throttle right now is at maximum 100. I want to have enough speed to hit this guy before I have to boom out. Losing him in the clouds, I roll over, get the dive a little bit steeper, and try to reacquire him. I hear him over on my side, and turn, and there he is, lag 323. Knowing that the BF-109E1 is a pretty good turner, I kill the throttle, throw out the flaps, and start turning with him. Now, I don't have any 20s, I only have 792s, but those are more than enough effective to take out that lag, and that is my first kill. Checking my 6, making sure there's nobody on me, spotting that I-153 and hoping that he won't be able to catch me. Of course, I am in a monoplane, he is in a biplane. I will be faster than him either way, even though I'm in a BF-109, which is known to be fast. Noticing that nobody's on my 6, I then head to intercept this I-153 in a shallow climb, so that way I can actually get to his altitude. He does have an altitude advantage over me at the current time. He's hovering just below the clouds, trying to find anybody to dive on. And I don't think he sees me coming at this point. The flak at this point was starting to get a little annoying, and I knew that if I kept on flying in a straight line, it probably would have eventually got me. Luckily, I flew out of its range, and then it started up again. That's the flak coming from that base and the trenches down right below me. The I-153 goes into a dive and starts to get below 2,000 meters, so I follow him. My speed reaching 600 kilometers per hour. At this point, I am going pretty fast. The I-153 starts coming within range, checking the... Wow, okay, get the chat out of here. Get this out of here. Go there. Getting into gun range of the I-153 and opening up. First shots are bad. Going under and booming out. Bringing it back up, going to get some altitude and re-dive. Pulling a full loop, it seems the I-153 has gotten onto the BF-110. Pulling a full loop, getting back in for another dive. He pulls under my guns, I try to follow. The maneuverability of this plane is much better than you would expect it to be, especially for being a mainly boom and zoom plane. Never underestimate the BF-109, especially the early versions, in a turn. They can turn quite well if you have good throttle control. My guns get on the target, however my shooting is poor. He continues turning, and I continue following. My engine is completely off and my flaps are out. I get a good hit and break his wing. So that's my second kill. At this point in time, it looks like my team is doing pretty well. Let's pull up the team list. We've lost 2, 4, 6, 7 pilots, and they have lost, looks like 9. LA-5 at the deck, strafing some of our targets. I pull it into a head-on, get some shots out, smoke him. He pulls under, and I pull a full loop over, having enough speed and energy to make this maneuver. He continues going in a straight line. I go into a slightly steep dive just to get to his level, get right on his 6, and get guns. He's flying at treetop level, trying to avoid me, and crashes. I think he did that because he didn't want me to continue following him. I don't think his plane was messed up bad enough for him to actually crash. That looked intentional. So, after that little dive I did there, I pull back up, get some altitude. AAA getting extremely close to me. And at that point I decide to turn off, make sure my vector changes rapidly. I don't want that AAA hitting me. You can see a little dot down there near the airfield, but I couldn't see it at this point. I hope you guys can see it. And that dot is actually an AR-2. After landing and getting more bombs, he's taking off again and flying very low. I still don't know that he's there, but, well, I know that he's there, but the thing finally pops up. There we go. Like I said, AR-2 had just taken off and flying at the ground level. I decide to roll over and try to get onto his 6, but I'm being very careful because he's so low I don't want to faceplant into the ground. Do a quick burst, nothing hits, pull up. My speed and all of that would have caused a very bad crash into the ground if I had continued. Cut throttle, do a rollover and get back onto a 6, and start firing at his fuselage. You can see his rear defensive gunner opening up, however he's not doing anything too critical right now. And I just keep on laying on the hurt. 7.92s don't do much damage. I would have been much better if I was a BF-109E1 and still had some cannons left. However, this plane carries about 2,000 rounds of ammunition, so I definitely have enough to spare. Continuing to put some fire on the target, I hit his engine and do a little bit of damage to his rudder. His tail gunner is still firing. He's on fire, or not on fire, but he's smoking now. I get too close, so I pull another, wow, what is that maneuver? Yo-yo? Yeah, that's what it's called. Continue firing, trying to catch that engine on fire now that it's smoking. However, my shooting is poor. It was at this point that I realized that I should be aiming for the engine, and he explodes. That is my 4th kill. And at this point in the match, I'm damaged. You can't really tell. Can I press O to show you? Yep. Okay. Wow, that's actually quite nice. You can tell here that my plane suffered some engine damage. The cowling was messed up. I have a leak of fuel. And that looks like coolant leak. So at this point, I am RTB. I had only about 600 rounds of ammunition left, which is nice, but it's definitely not enough to continue fighting with this sort of damage. So I head back to our airfield. Let's speed this up. Climbing high to get some altitude. I didn't see it because the sun was in the way, but then I dive, do a couple fancy maneuvers right here to kill my speed, and have a land. Perfect landing. 30 seconds to refuel. And once that is done, I'm back up in the air. Take off and try to find out where they are. Right now I'm saying in chat, is he at the airfield? I was going to fly back over there, but I decided not to. I decided to turn and engage some ground targets. Yep, right here. First things first, I fly over that tank. The HE-111 below me takes it out. So I do some little strafes on these AA guns here. That looks crazy at full speed. Whoa. Whoa. Take out 2 extra machine guns, fly around, and the game is over. So that's 4 kills for me and 4 ground kills. Can I see... Oh, I guess not. Anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure to stay foxy, and I will see you next time. Bye!